This is the BFL All-American. It represents the pinnacle of achievement for the weekend angler. Over 30,000 anglers compete in BFL tournaments, but fewer than 100 make it to the All-American. With every cast on the water,
there's a fish.
There is a potential to change your life. The winner takes home a check for up to $120,000 and an opportunity to fish in the biggest tournament of the year, the Forrest Wood Cup.
Got him right here. Here he comes. Here he comes. Yes, sir. Number 5. Come on. Yep. Oh. There you go.
Some of the most legendary waters in bass fishing are found along this 75-mile stretch of the Tennessee River as it crosses into Kentucky. The 2015 BFL All-American brought 98 of the best grassroots anglers in the United States and Canada together to compete on Kentucky Lake in June. "49 fish from the front of the boat, while 49 fish from the back. But each of them were hoping to finish ahead of all the others.
21 pounds, 10 ounces, 24 pounds, 9 ounces.
24 pounds, 13 ounces.
The field of the All-American is amazing. It's the best fishermen from all over the country. So it's not easy to be in this position. You've got to beat a lot of good guys, and fortunately, I've been staying with them.
This is the 3rd time I've been to the All-American, and every year it gets better. This is the greatest thing for the working man out there. You know, I'm standing to win more than I can make in a year working and just to get to fish. And I feel very fortunate to be in this position.
8 months ago, I qualified. Some real good competition. Now I'm all about competition.
22 pounds, 5 ounces.
The Walmart Bass Fishing League is made up of 24 divisions across the country. The top 50 from each division compete in one of 6 regional qualifiers, and the top 6 boaters and co-anglers in those events earn a slot in the All-American. In addition, the TBF National Championship sends the 7 top qualifiers from each of their divisions. The full field competes on the first 2 days, while only 10 boaters and 10 co-anglers fish on the 3rd and final day.
24 pounds, 10 ounces.
The strategy every one of these men has been trying to master is finding a productive school of bass along the ledges. And on the first day of the tournament, Bobby Paget dominated with a 27-pound stringer.
27 pounds, 13 ounces. 20 pounds, 1 ounce. 21 pounds, 7 ounces.
But with 9 other anglers cracking the 20-pound barrier, there was a lot of optimism on the second morning of the tournament.
What I'm really looking for is just about 3 or 4 places going downstream and just trying to get on something to catch a pretty quick limit. And if we catch a limit, just really concentrate on catching 1 or 2 4-pounders. And if I can get to about 20 pounds, I'd feel really happy.
Today they've changed the forecast. I think the wind's supposed to start blowing at about 9, 10 a.m., 14, gusting into 20s. If they start pulling water and the wind's howling out of the south, this lake's gonna get rough really quick. So the ledge fishermen today really need to get out on the ledges early, get what they can, because after about 10 o'clock, it's gonna be a whole different lake.
The worse the weather, the better for me, because weather doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, I've been fishing for 16 years in tournaments, and I've been in some really bad stuff, and this isn't bad. I mean, I was kind of glad to see the wind blow yesterday and get a little rough, maybe make it harder on the other guys, but you know, the weather, not too bad. I wish we had some sun because it helps get the fish up off the bottom a little bit, but I don't think this cloud cover is going to hurt too bad. It's not like it's really dark.
Well, the lake was off limits. I went over to Pickwick and picked up this spoon and caught a whole bunch on it. Some real big ones. So I got a lot of confidence in the spoon, especially for catching big ones. I think with all the gizzard shad in the area too, it's this morning they've been busting big gizzard shad all over the place, so this just looks like one they've already smashed and is just falling down to them. So
Curtis Richardson made it to the All-American by way of the TBF National Championship, where the Canadian angler finished 5th. He has been fishing south of the launch out of Paris, Tennessee. It was good to him on day 1, and so he's going to camp out here for the rest of the morning.
last wave of spawners is out here now. So there's a lot of fish out on this main river ledge. They're all those big fish come out to the river channel, and they set up on all these little points and cuts in the ledges, like that one. That big one. Ready, he's close. Get him. Yeah! That's what lives here, baby. Here we go, baby. That's what that big spoon catches. You catch big ones, you gotta throw a big bait. That'll work.
You know, basically 20,000 people were trying to get to these 50 spots. If you just think about that number, 20,000 people, and they're taking 50. 50 boaters, 50 co-anglers. That's a pretty big feat. So everybody that's here earned it. They earned the right to be here, and they're really good. They're good at what they're doing.
Lloyd and the rest of the field will still have to earn their way into the top 10 to fish on the third and final day of the All-American. Curtis Richardson is off to a good start this morning, while Bobby Paget has yet to land a fish. Pickett has qualified for the All-American 5 times, a remarkable accomplishment by itself. But he would like to add a championship to his resume, so he's about to make a move.
I'm fixing to make a move, try to get in a little bit calmer water to where I can feel these bites. That's the bad thing about Carolina rigging there. You have to be able to feel some of these subtle bites that you get, and you can't do it when you got a big bow in your line and the wind's blowing this hard.
We need that sun to come through those clouds. That's what we need. This is where I blistered them on coming in. When I come back, it's gonna be my last couple hours. I'm gonna rotate down in here. A lot of times they just don't feed in the morning this early. I mean, they are down there. They are down there, they just won't bite. They are moving that water this morning. They are moving it. See them, they're high up off the ground. There he is getting it. Come on this side, this side. Be on any side. But he'll go in the box. He's a baby. He's a baby.
He might be small by Kentucky Lake standards, but this first keeper gets Paget on the board and ahead of Richardson. It's going to be a busy day between the wind and the current at the 2015 BFL All-American. FLW is brought to you by Always Smooth, Keystone Light Beer, the only beer of FLW. RAYOVAC, power for the always on you. Minn Kota, anywhere, anytime. BRP Evinrude, experience the power of choice at ChooseYourEtech.com. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. And by Igloo, get out, stay out.
I'm not so afraid of the wind here. I'm really not. I mean, I still feel like late this afternoon we might come in here and get a couple good bites.
A lot of times the overcast will suspend and you want that sun to push them down on the bottom, but seeing them down on the bottom, they look catchable to me.
There's some fish, and they're holding to the bottom. They're here. Now let's see if we can make them bite. Those are good fish.
The search is on for the big schools of fish that roam the ledges of Kentucky Lake in the summertime. The 2015 BFL All-American has sent anglers out onto Kentucky Lake from the southern end, near Paris, Tennessee. The lake actually runs south to north, with the dam up at the northern end, creating the current that is crucial to getting these big fish to bite.
The current's blowing so hard, I don't think they're setting up on that, especially in this cloudy weather, setting up on the outside edges, because they're pulling about 60,000 at the dam. And what happens, this secondary stuff, if you find these troughs where the current's blowing through, you find a little depression, and they'll sit in those depressions out of the current. What happens, you'll catch them really good, and then they start slacking off. You'll get 3 or 4 from a place, and then all of a sudden they know something's wrong, and they quit feeding. And you might get a flurry every once in a while, but you know, it's just summertime fishing. You catch 2 or 3 pretty good ones, it's over with. Get the net. Size, he might keep. How about that one? A little brown fish.
You had a big one yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a 5 yesterday.
The big fish were biting for Paget yesterday, but he's not out of this one yet, as he trails only Curtis Richardson at this point. The wind is proving to be a bigger factor, however, for Lloyd Pickett Jr., who has been throwing his trademark Carolina rig, but has yet to land a keeper fish.
We can't get the angle. I mean, those fish are sideways to us. We're pulling sideways across the flat, and we're missing the bites. A lot of the guys, just like me, they're getting taken out of the game.
We had a different wind direction yesterday. I mean, this wind's played it's just the way it's blowing in this area. I mean, it's just catching us right down the gut here. We've got a lot of makeup work to do at this point. If we don't get bit here in 30 minutes, I've got one other area we may go check. I don't have a limit yet. We've got 3 fish. I'm losing confidence out here. So yeah, I mean, it is a decision game, and this might not be the right decision.
They're right there. I mean, they are right there. I don't think there really is a deficit on this lake. Deficits here is nothing, because all it is one bite of a 10-pounder. There's a 10-pounder weighed in yesterday. There's probably a bunch of 10-pounders out there. I mean, just all it is a couple bites. I didn't even come up here yesterday. I kind of saved it because it was protected from the wind, and it's just got a point that comes out and there's shells on the end of it. It's not like a normal point, I guess, that a lot of people fish here, because it's more subtle. It doesn't drop straight off. It takes a long ways to get out. There you go. Feels like a good one. Throw that marker buoy out. Oh, it came off, 4-pounder. There's a big school of those right here.
Hey man, you think I can join you for a couple of minutes here? Sure. Okay, thanks, really appreciate it. My vast experience on Kentucky Lake is all of 6 days. I came down and did my pre-practice before the cutoff, did 6 days of graphing, and then I've never ledge fished before. So I went down to Pickwick and spent a couple days there learning how to ledge fish.
Another one. Stay down. Get her. Yeah.
That might have been that one that just hit that on the fall on the last cast. Exact same spot.
Richardson puts his bass in the live well and heads off the water. Paris, Tennessee is known for its angler-friendly streets and eats, as well as having their own Eiffel Tower. The crowd is ready to find out who will make the final day cut.
15 pounds, 6 ounces, 17 pounds, 3 ounces, 23 pounds, 10 ounces.
It would mean a lot to win All-American. For 1 year, you'd be the best in the country.
21 pounds, 5 ounces.
If I win it, paying the house off.
23 pounds, 3 ounces.
Winning this All-American, that's one thing I've dreamed about, and I would absolutely love to win this thing.
22 pounds, 9 ounces.
Today, I was able to catch some fish that I didn't see that I think were kind of hiding on the edge of the river channel. So maybe tomorrow I might change things just a little bit.
21 pounds, 15 ounces, you're in the lead.
Yeah, it'd be amazing to win this tournament. The money's great, but being able to fish the Cup would just be a dream come true. Not too many guys can ever say they fished in the Forrest Wood Cup, and it'd just be an outstanding experience.
The Canadian angler, Curtis Richardson, who qualified through the TBF National Championship, will take a slight lead into the final day over one of the legends of Kentucky Lake tournament fishing. Billy Schrader fished the very first All-American back in 1983. Where was that championship? It was held right here on Kentucky Lake.
What we got to do is just find a school of big ones. That's it. It's just, you know, there's millions of 4 and 5 pounders on this lake, and you just got to catch them, and that's it.
I'm in second place, got a pound 4 to catch up. I feel pretty confident about it. I felt confident about it since October when I actually qualified. So I'm going to go out and have a fun day.
I got a lead about a little over a pound. I'm running way down south, fishing some ledges, and hopefully get some quick bites, because I'm not getting a lot of bites each day, but the ones I am getting are really big fish. So it'd be really nice to get a couple real big ones early. The guys right behind me are really good fishermen. They got a lot of history out here. You know, I'm not the guys you want chasing you down, but I'm confident I'm around the right fish, really big fish, and if I get the bites, I don't think I can be touched.
The All-American is such a prestigious tournament. It's seen big names like Rick Klein, Clark Wendlandt, and more recently, Jacob Wheeler. But this event has always celebrated the weekend guy, someone who wants to compete in bass fishing while supporting a family with a regular paycheck. It's hard not to root for every one of these top 10 finishers. These are the heart and soul of the sport of bass fishing.
Right here where we're at should be where every bass on this ledge is at, but they've not been on it all week. You can see we're right here on the corner right now.
The wind's blowing pretty good today, and it's going to have us hunkered down, so we're going to just try and maximize it with staying here on places that we know we can fish effectively and not try to get out there in that wind and keep the trolling motor coming out of the water unless we got to.
I got one little stump I'm aiming at because I got it lined up, but there's a this thing hooks around to that boat too. Yeah. God, he pulled off. God, that's a good one. I've never lost one on a jig like that before. That felt like a pretty good fish.
I'm a ledge fisherman, I'm a deep fisherman. I fish somewhere between 10 to 30 foot deep. These fish get off the beds, they go out there and they go really, really deep. They're running a lot of water. When they run water, they bite. It's as simple as that. If you're not catching them, you're not in the right place. And they're running about 57,000 cubic feet per second. That's pretty good for this time of year. What they're doing is they're pulling this lake down because there's a lot of water down there in those rivers. They're pulling it down, and what they're going to do, they're going to shut that dam off. So what's going to happen is that current's going to stop. It'll change the bite. Got it? Yeah, but he ain't no size. Ain't better than I thought he was, though, man. I still got mine so far. Start. Yep. Well, he ate it, didn't he? I thought it was another one of them 12 inchers when I set the hook on him. He done come this way so far, I couldn't catch up with him. Wasn't a giant, but it was a keeper.
A lot of fish here in practice. I pulled up on it, and first cast caught a 4-pounder, so I was marking a ton of fish. There's a bunch here. Hopefully we can get them fired up here and get a bunch. No, come off. One of these days, huh? Going through 2 days and only having 8 bites and 6 bites, I mean, I've got a ton of fish left if I could ever get them to fire. That's not an issue of running out of fish, just having the confidence to know that they're big fish and you eventually get enough bites to, you know, all I need is 5 bites really and I'll have a pretty good bag. Nah. He doesn't feel big, but I'll take him right now. Yep. Oh no. Yes. Dink. It's a little one, but it counts. Got it. Oh, baby. It's number 1, though. I wish that one got off, and the other one I had on stayed buttoned. That one I lost was big.
That first keeper put Richardson back ahead of Schrader, but only by a few ounces. Will the wind and clouds keep the big schools down deep? It's the 2015 BFL All-American from Kentucky Lake.
Just looking for the school out here on top.
I don't ever catch them in the morning. If I get a limit by 9 o'clock, I'm happy.
There he is. Number 2, right kind, wrong side.
The big one's a lot easier to lose than the little ones.
There's one. Net. Oh, come off. That was a big fish.
That's the third time Curtis Richardson has lost a good bite. Not a great way to start the final morning of the All-American.
Heading to spot number 3, just one little dink in the well right now. So going to the spot where I got almost my whole bag on the first day. So hopefully we can get a couple big ones.
For a guy who's only been getting a few bites a day, Richardson is staying calm. While Kentucky Lake has been the stomping grounds for Billy Schrader his entire life, and he now leads on a muggy summer morning, Richardson's inexperienced ledge fishing is starting to catch up with him.
Yesterday I only had 6 bites. Landed them all. I already got 4. First day I only had 8 bites, so. Fish. Oh my. That one stings because I know it lives here.
I've been trying to just find schools of fish and then get around on the backside of them and bring it with the current through them. And sometimes that's hard to do. The best day we had to probably do that was practice. But the best way to kind of approach them seems to be downstream with the current. And I'm graphing about everything before I even make a cast. I'm hitting 40, 50 spots a day. Sometimes I'm not even making a cast. You pester them like you do a spawning bass with your line, but you don't know it. You don't know which cast it'll be, but you just keep running through them, and then you drag that line down one of them, and you'll feel a little old crappie tick before he turns around and chokes it. And it's almost like that line rubs down him and hits him on the tail and makes him mad. Boy, he spins around and gives it a lick, and it's been like that almost every bite I've got this week. Net, biggin'. Don't you jump, stay on there. Net, got him right here. Here he comes, here he comes. Yeah, baby. Hello, beautiful. Yes, sir. Number 1, and that's the kind we're after. Good dent job, bud.
When I was a senior in high school, we went bass fishing and we caught like 6 or 8. And I had a little old ski boat, and I converted it into a little fishing boat. I put a little platform on top and bought a hand trolling motor and bought a little flasher, a LOWRANCE flasher. And I just went out and I read everything I could. And I got addicted to it. And in college, I think I went 5 days a week for like 5 years. And so I got pretty good by the time I got out of school. It's a great hobby. It pays for itself for me. And if I didn't win a dime, I'd still do it. I don't think he might not get it, but he might. I got it. He hit it when I was swimming it in. A lot of times when they're not feeding, you just catch, 1 or 2 or 3. You get 3 out of a group that's not feeding, you're doing good.
Kind of a shallow little bar, high spot. Creek channels kind of just around it, deep water. They have not been just stacked up in one place right here. I think it just kind of up and down out of the creek channel. Caught an 8-pounder here in practice too. So, hey, my little girl's birthday was yesterday, and she got mad at me because I didn't wish her happy birthday on stage. So I said, I'll just do it on TV tomorrow. So, happy birthday, baby.
Sean.
Got it?
This is a big, big fish. Let me come up front.
Oh, he's in it. I didn't think I had it. Good job, buddy. Yep. Normally, if you get one to bite, you're gonna catch 2 or 3 there pretty quick. Yeah, when I heard it was Kentucky Lake, I knew exactly what it was gonna be. And 20 pounds a day, 25 pounds a day. Yeah, fired up when I heard Kentucky Lake. Number 1.
All-American.
Yeah. He didn't want to bite.
Come on, that shell pet's got to give me a big one. It's almost a guarantee the last couple of days. Oh! I'm not getting any breaks today. School, I think, sitting right there. This is Kentucky Lake, so things can change in a hurry. There's a lot of big fish swimming around. And today with no current, it's just gonna be a matter of getting in front of the right one at the right time. Only 5 bites away from winning this thing. Fish. Yep. Uh-oh. He's not big. Another squeaker. Under the boat. Oh, it's frustrating. These are the smallest fish I've caught all week. But I'll take what I can get right now.
That's a good. That's a good. Lay down. It's gonna be on here. These fish don't look like they've been fooled with. Get him. Dang it. Hasn't been my day. He just came up and chunked it. Not only did he bite it like a good one, he felt like a good one. These fish, right now, they're kind of a few really, really deep and a few shallow still. I mean, not still, they're going back up shallow because on these cloudy days, they just, you know, this drop off just falls off out of 10. They'll get right up there on top of that thing and scatter out. So this is just, the middle of June is my time of the year on this lake, guys. I mean, and everybody expects me to do well. And whether I do or not, they expect me to. I've seen far more fish today than I've caught on this locator. I don't know whether everybody's having trouble with the bite or just me or what. Can't get them fired up or what's going on. Lay down. He's not real big. Oh God, oh. Why didn't I catch the last one and not this one? Thank you, sir.
The current flow is half of what it was the day before, and that's causing these fish to be less active. Billy Schrader and Curtis Richardson are trading the lead back and forth, while Jeremy Lawyer has jumped all the way to third. The battle is in full swing to become the next All-American.
Feels big. Get here with the net, dude. He's right here. No, he's not big. Why did he feel big?
Get the net, get the net. He got off. God, he killed it too.
Net. Right here he is. Come on, begging. Never mind, got him.
It's classic ledge fishing action. Welcome back to the 2015 BFL All-American on Kentucky Lake.
Yesterday, the last 2 days, when I got here, it was just boom, 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 boom.
J.R. Hennard knows how quickly it can happen on this lake. Curtis Richardson lost several fish during the morning, but he still holds a small lead over Billy Schrader. Being able to keep the fish on all the way to the boat has been a key to Chris Daves and John Hopkins moving up the leaderboard.
I love being here, but stiff competition. I mean, you got 49 guys that are the best of the best on the weekend guys. So practice day, it was 12:23 when I caught that 8-pounder. And what makes it even tougher is you got several local guys that are in it, and they're really catching them too. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball, but if one bites it, I can catch him. It. That ain't a big one. No. Number 3, he's not big, but felt good.
Fish aren't playing fair today for me. Problem is they're always biting somewhere, so I got to make a move. I'm going to fish maybe 2 more places on this end of the lake and make a run back where I got a couple, hopefully an hour anyway, hour and 30 minutes or so to finish up down there in the Paris Landing area. It took me till 12:20 to get my 5th fish, and the wind's blowing out of kind of the northwest, I guess. It makes me fish backwards. I don't like fishing with the current. I like to bring the bait to the fish, but there's not a whole lot of current. There's more wind than there is current, so, and the wind's not extremely hard. The bite just has not been very well, and I don't know whether it's because of the wind, all that rain we had, They moved up, moved down, who knows? I mean, it's because I haven't established a good enough pattern to really just fish one pattern. So I decided to come back where I started. Maybe I can get a big one. Oh, there's a good one. There's a good one. Lay down. No, he's not that good, but he will help. Over here. Thank you. I got him. Go ahead and sit down. Man, it's been so long since I've had anything pull on my line. Thought I had a better one. Yeah.
God. Cannot believe that. I came in practice about 3 different times the last 3 weeks. I came for like 2.5 days, 2 times in a row, and then the following week before the cutoff, I came for 6 days. And they were biting. I mean, they were on that sort of the end of the postponed bite, but they were starting to move to the summertime stuff. We should have had 2 fish in here. 2 of them got off. What happens, you'll catch them really good. Get the net. That's a good one. And then they start slacking off. You'll get 3 or 4 from a place, and then all of a sudden they know something's wrong, they quit feeding. And you might get a flurry every once in a while, but you know, it's just summertime fishing. You catch 2 or 3 pretty good ones, it's over with. I thought I had a 4 or 5. I need a 5, good man. I thought he was better than that, though. When he hit it, it stopped it.
How cool would that be to go to Forrest Wood Cup? Any amount of money that you can win at one of these or the Forrest Wood Cup or any place you're guaranteed something, it's something you got to take advantage of because the working man just don't get a chance like this very often. So, but the Forrest Wood Cup's everything. You know, if you're going to do this and you want to try and do it for a living or you want to just try and do it the best you can, you might as well try to be the biggest tournament you can. That's the Forrest Wood Cup. So, we'll see. We got a lot of work to do before we ever have to do that because I guarantee you these guys are catching them. They've been catching them good, and I definitely don't have the quality that I have been having, but I'm just a bite away from having it. So, net. Oh, stay on there, baby. Hurry up, here he comes. Get up here, get up here. Stay on there, don't jump. Don't jump, here she comes, right here. Yeah! Number 4. Yes. Yes, sir, choked it. Keep them 3-pounders coming. Yes, sir, solid ones.
A lot tougher conditions today. We're really not drawing any water at all, and these fish are even more scattered than they have been. Yesterday, my first 4 fish weighed 18 pounds, and today my first 4 fish weigh about 8 pounds, so definitely not getting those quality bites like I was. So. And these fish on this lake, they're completely feed based on that current, and they know when that they feel that current coming, they know where to get in these little places, and they group up, take advantage of that current, because just let that bait come to them. They're like us, they're pretty lazy and they don't want to work for their food, so they just get in these little places and bunch up, and that makes them real easy to catch because they get real aggressive when they're in that mode, and we just haven't had that today, so that's what's making everything tough. No current. There's a fish. That feels better. Yeah, that's better. Stay down. No, he's not that big. That's how tough things have gotten out here. Go from throwing that big 8-inch spoon to 6-pound test and a little worm. It's about the only way I can get bit today. Number 5.
Curtis Richardson may be new to ledge fishing, but he's showing the patience and tenacity of a veteran. The young man from Ontario is putting a little daylight between himself and the rest of the field. Can Billy Schrader come back one more time? Stay tuned to find out who will be the next All-American champion. FLW is brought to you by You can get more from your oil with Quaker State. Find, navigate, dominate with LOWRANCE. Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time. Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. MotorGuide, trolling motors engineered for top anglers. And by Walmart, save money, live better.
He wasn't fish. Getting trigger happy.
Time's starting to wind down, so I gotta make a move, and I'm gonna go back to my second big fish spot.
You got it? Nah, mine's not that good. How's yours?
I'd be surprised if anybody says it's better today than it has been, because it's nowhere near.
Hate to be this close and can't get a good bite in the afternoon when you put all your weight together in the afternoon in the last couple.
It can be a frustrating day when you know how big these bass are that live in these waters. There may not be another lake that holds as many tournaments a year as Kentucky Lake, but right now, the only one that matters is this one, the BFL All-American.
They're down there, dude. I mean, I can see them everywhere. I don't think there's been anybody on them. Way tougher than I expected. I don't know. Something happened to them between yesterday and today. I mean, so many factors, less current, a lot more cloudier, but we ain't out yet. That ain't no little one. I'm catching them. I start off with a swim bait, rotate to football jig, crankbait, big spoon, you know, all typical ledge baits, but swim bait's been pretty key. Just a different variety. I'm probably throwing 5 different ones and a couple different jigs, so a little bit of everything. Big one.
I'm not a very good crankbait fisherman, and I needed something that I felt like I could get those big bites that was more in my wheelhouse. And man, I tell you what, this thing right here, got a Jerky J on it from Castaic, and I don't know, just some old homemade design that I kind of come up with. Just trying to get something as big as these old gizzard shad, and this is it. I think of a good name for this bait. Everybody's got a bait that's got a good name if it's any good. I have throwed everything, the big Ben Parker spoon, big swim bait, little tiny drop shot, but every fish I've weighed in has come on a hair jig that I have made. And just for this tournament, I've never thrown a hair jig until 2 weeks ago out here in pre-practice, so I kind of got a crash course in it. But I tie a bunch of crappie jigs. My family's a big crappie fishing family, and so I said, shoot, I can tie one of them things. So I tried to make it about as long as a tennis shoe, and it seems to be working pretty good. Net, net, oh, it's a giant. Stay on there, baby. Oh, stay on there. Hurry up, get up here. Oh, stay on there. Please, please, please. Here he comes right here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. Yes, sir. That's a solid one. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. If that don't get your heart going, you might as well take up golf or chess or something.
Spot's got me to where I am. I gotta give it another rub. Aside from the spoon, I've also got a drop shot on a 6-pound test, and when they're not pulling any current, it's tough to get bites, and that seems about the only thing you can get bit on when they're really shut down. So I'm going to that with a 6-pound test fluorocarbon, really light spinner rod, and I'm using a Zoom Magnum Finesse Worm wacky rig. Wait and see. This is a good one. Yeah, don't stay down! So another big one. Nice. Thanks, man. Now that is what I've been catching. That's what lives on these couple spots. Oh, it's a drop shot day, apparently.
Wind keeps moving me south. I wouldn't have thought it'd move me that much. Before the cutoff, I come out here with my dad and I caught 3-on-3 cast. All of them were between 5 and 6. Make those big ones eat. There he is. That might be a better one. Yeah, he's a better one. That'll help, that'll help, that'll help. Come on, baby. Problem's gonna be culling now.
The conclusion of the 2015 BFL All-American is next. Stay tuned.
Let's go to the scales. I'm gonna be about 5 pounds short, but we'll see what happens.
Billy Schrader and the rest of the top 10 boaters and co-anglers are off the water and headed to the Walmart in Paris, Tennessee.
It was really tough day today without that current. I was able to get one big bite like I've been getting, but my one real key spot just didn't pay off today.
Oh, it was tough. My fish, they just disappeared and just couldn't put anything together.
If you can come out here and average 20 pounds a day at the end of a 3-day tournament, and a tournament like this at the All-American, you can't complain about it. I stand to win about half my wages for the year right here, so I'm gonna go home smiling either way.
A 5 bass limits.
The co-anglers who fished out of the back of the boat are the first to come across the big stage.
Looking for 15-12.
I don't think he's in there.
2?
That's right, 2.
2 bass worth 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Your champion is Bob Burgess of West Virginia.
You know, these guys, they spend a lot of time in locating these areas and what have you, and they give me the opportunity to go in and capitalize on it. And I appreciate them greatly. I really do. Appreciate everybody, the TBF, everybody that's here, all the FLW people, and it's just a great deal. And you guys need to get involved a little bit.
Bob Burgess, $50,000 richer. Wow.
And now the time has come to crown the 2015 BFL All-American champion. Chris Daves gets the crowd fired up.
Man, getting it done.
But it's John Hopkins who sets the bar after landing a good limit.
5 bass limit for John Hopkins worth. New leader, 21 pounds and 5 ounces. Pretty cool. Dad, top 10.
Yep.
He's got some fish in there.
Yep, big ones.
Wow. 16 pounds and 15 ounces for J.R. Hinnard. 14 pounds even. How many do you have?
I've got 5.
Got a 5 bass limit.
Got him right here. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Yeah, baby.
Hello, beautiful.
Jeremy Lawyer of Sarcoxie, Missouri, qualified through the Ozark division of the BFL. On day 1, weighed in 21 pounds and 10 ounces. He bettered that yesterday with 22 pounds and 9 ounces. You're gonna need 16 pounds and 14 ounces. New leader, 18 pounds, 12 ounces, moves you into the top spot with 62 pounds and 15 ounces. Bobby Paget, the biggest stringer of the tournament. You own that from day 1. 5 today. 13 pounds, 10 ounces. Billy Schrader, one of the best anglers in the history of this sport. You fished in the first All-American, man. This is the 33rd one. You were in the first one. Looking for 17.7. 5 worth. 16 pounds, 14 ounces. Billy Schrader moves to 2nd place. Curtis Richardson, 9 days total on Kentucky Lake in his life.
There's a fish. Yeah, no, stay down. Now that is what I've been catching. Better fish, dude. That might help me a little.
On day 1, he weighed in 24 pounds and 13 ounces. Day 2, 21 pounds and 15 ounces. That was good enough for first place going into the final day of 5 bass limits. You need 16.3, a limit worth 19 pounds and 9 ounces. Your champion is Curtis Richardson of Ontario. The TBF boater gets it done.
Curtis, it's my pleasure to present this $100,000 to you from FLW and $20,000 for using a Ranger boat doing it.
I said coming into this that I was going to live and die with that big spoon. And I threw that sucker for 2 days solid. And I'm feeling it. Today I went out and I threw it for a few hours in this morning. I lost a real good one on it, but I just wasn't getting the bites. So I had to put it down, and I pulled out a drop shot, 6-pound test. That was the only way to get a bite. I mean, it had to be done. What an experience.
I'm speechless.
Your 2015 All-American champion and Forrest Wood Cup bound from Belleville, Ontario is Curtis Richardson.